You got to get that mental health. You know, God is
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Baby, this coffee is not doing what it needs to do. It's something.
Coffee ain't doing what the coffee
Let
be
me
doing.
put some more water. It's not dripping right.
Oh,
Okay, let's not do that. Morning, people.
it's not one. Is it doing? Let's see. Is it doing its own thing?
I know what it ain't doing. How about that? And that's
Oh
dripping.
my.
And
Well,
I done put this good old coffee from Jamaica that my cousin got me. So I'm going to get to do.
Oh.
There we go. Let me just put a little more water up in this thing.
Bless me. Maybe it's the Jamaican coffee itself.
No.
Jamaican coffee ain't Jamaican in. You have a cup to go with it. What cup cam you got for us?
Well, if I can get some coffee, I'm just using my regular.
We gonna wait on
my regular schmegular white. You know, but
you can't get the coffee to go in the cup cam.
Let me stir this thing around.
Goodness Jesus, Father Lord. So I saw you was outside a little bit this weekend.
Let me tell you something. First off, I won't say.
And I saw the sun kisses. I said, "Come on, son, and kiss. Give it to her."
I went to BB's.
Oh, that's some crawfish, I'm sure.
Actually, I just ended up getting like a pound. I just got a pound of crawfish.
Okay.
Because my girlfriend don't know how to peel crawfish.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, friend, maybe I should take it off of strong." I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this coffee pot to work because I'm not happy that let's just turn it off and turn it back on. That's all it said. So she don't really like to fish. She's not from Houston. So she's like, "I don't know how to peel crawfish. I've never done that." And I was like, "Oh." And I was straight up honest with her. This wasn't the time for me to be teaching. I wasn't in the teaching mood.
Yeah.
To peel crawfish. So that didn't happen.
Did you see that? I need to find it for you. There is a TikTok where they show the girl hits the tail of it in the middle and turn it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, is that how I go?
You can peel them all kinds. I pinch the head. I hold the head and I turn the tail, and then I peel mine. I literally actually peel all the. I guess you can call it the shell off the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have mastered it to where they can pinch the bottom of the tail and literally just suck the meat out. I don't know how to do that. Some people just peel a little bit and then pinch and suck. But I like to dip my tail either in butter or like in a homemade sauce that we did back growing up. So, yeah, but
to me, that's just a lot of work.
That's what a lot of people say. They're like, it's so much work.
Yeah, that's why I don't
piece of meat. And
right. I don't care to even.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't even care to even worry with them and play with them because I don't think that my peeling game will be on point like that to be.
It really
I probably have more in the shell than I have to even be able to eat. So big shouts out to everybody who do crawfish like that.
I've had people like now when my boys was little, they didn't really want to learn how to peel. My mama would peel it and put it off the side. So I've actually done that in my adult life, not for my children because they know how to do it. But day before Easter, there was a crawfish boil up over here, and I had a friend that my soror, she didn't know how to peel either. And so, I taught her that she learned pretty quickly. But her daughter, who was 20, she is so sweet. She was like, "Look, I don't want to peel this crawfish. I know how, but I don't want to do the work." So I was feeling generous. So I literally just peeled her some. I peeled me one to eat, peel her some. And I still just peeled hers and just put it off the side. And she and shade them that way.
That was so
I will
easy.
peel crawfish for adults and just put it off the side if you like really want to taste it. Or
Just give me that etouffee and all that there. Just
if not,
and
I
just,
just offer to do an etouffee because that's what I do with my leftover crawfish, my
yeah, just do
leftover
me
bar
an
crawfish.
etouffee. Do me a little etouffee. Do me a
At the
little
night, yeah, I
where it's
go and I
already
peel them,
looked up.
and then I make homemade etouffee with the rest of the crawfish, which
Right.
my family's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm with the family. Let's get that in because at this point, I don't even think I could just my mindset don't even be on it to do it. Because it's like
but I
it's
like the
work.
blue crawfish.
And
It's
I have to pay attention, Kristi, because I'm allergic to oranges. So I have to pay attention to what people be putting in their bags and they ball.
oh well,
Yeah. So I have to ask that question. Like, do you use
well, a
oranges?
lot of the water has oranges in it. A lot of them they boil the crawfish with sometimes orange juices in the water.
Yep. That's
Um,
why I have to ask that
and
question.
oranges because it's you need the acid to cut the spice.
I know they used to do the lemon.
Yeah, lemon too. But some of the base in the water is like Sunny D. Like when you doing the boil water, like that's the bit. That's the most important part. Like I went to the BB's and I told the girl I don't want it the Texas way because you can get it two ways. The Texas way they put all of that season, all that sauce on the shell. I don't want that. It's on the shell doing me no purpose. The meat is on the inside the shell, so you slathering all of that shit on top of the shell.
Right.
After I don't understand why Texas people do that. Maybe because of the aesthetic, but I didn't know how you boil that water because that's where the seasoning gonna get inside that tail. So if your water is horrible, I don't care how much seasoning you put on top of the shell, it ain't gonna seep through to the
Right.
meat of the
Right.
crawfish.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I
But
don't even.
however, I prefer always to boil at my house. But
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
because
a couple
I.
places here that do some decent crawfish. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Now, big shouts out to my brother-in-law, Jerome Robinson. Now he does a really great crawfish ball, like really good. You can smell his season
Mm-hmm.
and Bishop Nelson, Dwindling Nelson, he does a good job too. Like
You
these
gotta
guys
take
are
time on
some
that water.
professional ballers. Yeah,
If
they
you
know
ain't
how to do it.
if you ain't prepared that water long enough, I'm gonna look at you like this. You
Yeah.
just your water ain't been boiling, ain't been them juices ain't been sitting that long enough. Let that go a little taste. That thing gotta come to a rolling ball. You
Give it
got let
up
me
to
see
him.
what you putting in there. You ain't putting enough seasoning. You ain't putting enough
Yeah,
seasoning up on in there.
yeah. Somebody ain't get it. Somebody ain't get it right.
Somebody let me see what you putting up in that water. But that's the most important part.
Yeah. See, I'm not a cook. I can tell you what I've heard about how
Right.
it's supposed to work, but I'm not the shower. I can't show and tell. I can tell you, but I can't show you.
It's fine. It's fine. Everybody has their strengths.
Right? Because that's
But
too
yeah,
expensive.
yeah, yeah. I
Be
went
playing with.
on my homegirl. She was it was out the blue actually. She
Mhm.
called and I was like, so I'm sitting here just kind of doing nothing.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I ain't got enough for the rest of the day. I said, well, me neither. I'm empty nester
So
basically over this joint.
yeah.
So I said, let's go. So what I love about this friend is that we met by chance. We met
Oh,
through somebody else, and we just continued the friendship, for it to build. And she's not one of them people where we talk every single day,
yes.
but she is one of those people that when we talk, we talk. It's definitely an iron sharpens iron conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Purposeful.
our first conversations was, she just got a promotion at NASA, one that she wasn't looking for. So we talked about that.
Congratulations, friend.
Yeah, yeah, she doing it. And then
That's
we
a big deal
started.
now.
Well, that's a big deal. And then I went to a licensure class Saturday morning, just to
Mhm.
further my credentials and stuff.
Yes.
And so we were able to have conversations like that. And I tell her, well, hey, I think I need to work on this. I got my master's so many years ago. Things have changed. So we was able to
Yes.
talk about career stuff and like goals and like, hey, where you at with this, or this is this and this, or this is a roadblock I ran into, and kind of what's your feedback on that. So I think those important friendships are so important. And then, once we got through with that, then we was, we could act silly, and we just, we
Yeah.
was talking about, these little men's in these Houston streets, and we was able to talk about stuff like that and be like, girl, can you believe, we was able to kind of catch up and act silly. We
Yeah.
talked about our cheering, the good and the bad with these cheering these
Just a
days.
very well-rounded conversation.
I mean, it just was. And the beauty of it is that, when we got ready to leave, she up and told a lady one ticket, and like that's like a thing with us. Like I'll normally say one ticket. Like we'll just try to beat each other to say one ticket, and we'd be like, oh, okay then. And so I said, well, we got to get dessert, and so that's when we left because we didn't see that on the dessert part at BB's, and we literally had nothing else to do, and we was just like, wherever the night gonna take us. So she had never been to Dessert Gallery, and that's the area we was in because we intentionally did not go to a BB's location sort of close to our house. We want to venture out into the city on purpose.
Yeah.
And so, baby, we went to Dessert Gallery, and the best part about it, we sat outside at both locations because we did not want to just be inside. We wanted to, smell the fresh air and be outside, and we had a good time people watching. And she had never been there, so we had a good time with the desserts, and it was just
what type of cupcake was that?
It was a strawberry cupcake.
Oh,
it was a strawberry cupcake. And Dessert Gallery, if you've never been, I don't know if you've ever been.
I have not been.
Oh my God, they have vegan options. There's cake there. There's little puddings. There's pies. There's cookies. There's lemon bars. There's sand tarts. There's the drink I had was like it was a coffee drink with like chocolate in it. They have hot chocolate. It's just everything you can think of. And it's keto friendly, vegan friendly, vegetarian. I don't know if vegan, vegetarian is two different people, but it caters to all of the different eating types, per se.
Vegan and vegetarian are two different people.
Right. So I believe I saw vegan over there. I saw keto friendly.
Vegan is plant based.
See,
pretty much everything.
If I'm going to get dessert, I need that mug to be desserting like it should dessert. I don't want no keto friend unless it's just a lifestyle change. You know what I'm saying? But for Kristi, Saturday was my cheat day, and I went in that mug, and I didn't go crazy because I don't like it's very rich. So I didn't eat all of my cupcakes. So of course I bought the rest of that, but I got a sand tart. My mama used to make sand tarts all the time, and they are like very detailed to make. I tried to learn how to make them when she would make them, and I remember getting so frustrated because they're very precise. Like you can't mess up on none of the measurements, and it's just it requires a lot of love. And I feel like I have the love now to give to make sand tarts, but back then I was like, that's too much work for that. But they taste so good, so I got me one of those. And then of course I bought my child a cookie home because he likes cookies. He doesn't like cakes, believe it or not. Aaron never was a cake guy. Because his grandmother on his dad's side, she makes cakes for a living. So growing up, they would all eat lots of cake. So Aaron is like, whatever you do for my birthday, don't give me no cake. Give me a cookie cake. Give me cookies. Don't get him no cake because he ain't gonna fool with it.
Okay. What's his favorite cookie?
Huh?
Favorite cookie?
He just like a cookie. Chocolate chip, sugar cookie. My mom's sugar cookies was his favorite. And
yeah, sugar cookies is my favorite.
I don't know if it was the love that went in them or she had a special, she didn't have a special recipe because I made them with her before. And I'm not just saying this because she's my mom, but like other people that would come visit, like cousins and like the family, like that was her thing. They would be like, AP, we need you to make the sugar cookies. And the only thing we can all come up with is that it just had to have been the love that went into the sugar cookies because it was like a regular schmegular recipe that anybody could follow, but it was just something different. It was like, I know you got to be putting a pinch of something in there, and literally we were just like, it just had to be the love.
Love.
So literally, that's his favorite. That's his favorite. I tried to duplicate them sugar cookies after my mama passed away, and it
didn't come out right.
Epic failure. And I've made them hundreds of times with her in the kitchen. And sugar cookie is not hard to make. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna epic fail the next time I try. I know that.
Add mama's love to it.
That was kind of my life. I had good old church yesterday morning. While it was raining, I had good old church yesterday morning. And you know, that was that on that. And then I cooked. I cooked last night for my child. And that was, when he got out of work, he had him a home cooked meal. You know, I'm hoping whoever they marry, they know how to cook, child, because they used to, you know. But if not, I'm all for teaching.
That's right.
I'm all for teaching
Offer to teach them.
how to
Or
cook.
just go ahead on and prepare the meal prep so that young lady can plate it well.
Oh, listen, my brother's wife is not a cook. She has her specialties, but that's not her thing. But they would just go to my mama's house every Sunday for Sunday dinner or whatever, or Monday dinner or Tuesday dinner or Wednesday dinner. And it's like I'm good with it.
Exactly. And guess what? That works.
It's what I
That
do.
works. That works.
Now that y'all see
I don't think that's a total deal breaker.
no, it's
If
it's
you go
really
ahead
not.
on and be honest with that gentleman straight off the top, like I'm
It's
honest straight off the top, I do not lead on that I
it's
do not
really not a deal
that
breaker.
kind of conversation with a guy and have him believe that I am going to be in the kitchen making it work, making it smash you as you. No,
'Cause you're
sir.
not- No,
I'm not
it's
a
not a
cook.
deal breaker. It's
We're not gonna even pretend with each other like that. I'm not gonna even give him that as
I,
his benefit.
yeah. I
No.
think I think like you said, you just let them know, hey, that's not my gift.
Yeah.
Um, that's just not what you into.
I'm a lady.
And
I'm a
that's
lady.
done it. Like like for me, like cooking is my thing. Cooking, I don't mind cooking. I don't mind getting in there. I love a home cooked meal for whatever. I love
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Now listen, I'm not OCD about my house, and I hate the term OCD. You know how we like to use it. I'm not the person to where I need to have everything in such and such place for me to relax. I don't believe a house is a museum, and it shouldn't be treated that way. If I won't leave my shoes up under the couch underneath this coffee table, I'm gonna do that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be going crazy because I didn't get up and put it this and I'm not about to do that. If I don't make my bed when I get out of it, it's just not made for the rest of the damn day.
Yeah.
Might
Now
not
see
be.
for me, if my bed is not made, my mind is really moved over, like
See, yeah.
confused because I grew up making my bed every day, and not only that too, my grandmother taught me that your bed made means that you're ready to start your day, and
Mhm.
of course it gives you
Mhm.
something to come back to. So I'm like, all right.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But
I
I
was
can
taught.
tell the difference. I can really tell the difference in
Mhm.
my actual thinking thoughts of the day. It's like,
Yeah.
did I
Yeah.
be in it
Yeah. Some people
today?
need that. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people need that. But I was taught to get up and make my bed. I really, really was. And I want to say most mornings I made it before I went to school, but some mornings I didn't. Like that wasn't just a stickler
Right,
growing up. My mama was already gone to work by the time we left for school. And when we came back, I mean, it just she worked long hours when at the beginning of her career as a nurse at a hospital, and so we did a lot of after school stuff. We took
right.
twirling dance. I took everything: twirling dance, tap, gymnastics, judo, karate, which is two different things, people. I took it all. We golfed, we bowled. I mean, we did it all. Like it was literally like you will not have any idle time in this house. So we did so much after school stuff just to stay busy to it. By the time we got home, my mom and daddy was not like, let me make sure, they wasn't doing all that. I mean, at one point we got so busy with like jobs and after school stuff with the whole family. My mom ended up getting like a maid to help out.
Oh,
My
good.
grandmother was pissed. My grandmother was like, Christy's gonna never know how to clean if you have a maid. She's like, she knows how to clean, but we like my mama literally just was that busy. Like she needed the help.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll do that till today. It's just me and my son. But let me tell you something. This house needed a deep clean, and I don't like doing baseboards. I don't like cleaning out blinds.
Well, let me tell you,
I
this
don't.
Monday is
So I hire
because
people. Look, I hire
advertising.
people to
I
do
was
it.
just getting ready to say, Lorraine Jones is a amazing house organizer. Her organization is called Multi Cleaning
Hmm.
Services, and she does an amazing job. She's the person who revamped and redid my office space.
Oh,
And oh my God, she is amazing. very much well organized, clean, thorough. Make sure that it's nice and tidy. Oh,
Yeah.
you will not be disappointed. So y'all give it Lorraine if you're in need of someone who can do some house services. Boy, I'm telling you, she really do make sure things is clean and nighty tidy. I'm telling you.
Because I will
Because
pay the people to
yes,
come
Christy,
over.
that's needed. That's
I will pay the
needed.
people to come and because here's the deal. I don't
Good
I don't
morning,
like cleaning.
Ted.
Good morning, Miss Tangela. I will tell anybody's son. Listen, I don't care. I don't care no dirty house. I will say that I don't care no dirty house.
Yeah,
But that is not like, oh my God, before when I come back from vacation, oh my God, I gotta empty my suitcase. I gotta immediately start washing. I'm not that girl. I'm gonna wash once a week. I'm not gonna wash in the middle of the week. Um, I just certain
yeah,
things I think that men it's like, oh, when I walk in, you can tell a lot about a woman's house and this and that. And to an extent, yeah, you kind of can. I get where you're going with that. But I had the good old people to come and clean this house on Saturday. Saturday
yeah,
morning, I knew I had to go to my class. I was like, look, I don't feel like doing it. I
yeah,
don't feel like doing it. So I made y'all come on through
yeah.
and hook up this deep clean and
Exactly.
degrease this stove and all of that other stuff. And they did. They shine up everything. I know how to do all of it.
Yeah.
Do I like to do it? Hell
No,
no. And some people cleaning for them like
that's their thing.
that's their thing, and that's
Yeah,
how it recenters them. It,
yeah,
it lets them think. It helps them think through stuff and process. Like everybody has their things and reasonings, and I love people like that. I'm not the one.
yeah.
That don't. I'm
Exactly.
like that's just not me.
Yeah,
But everybody has their thing. But
for sure.
cooking. Back when my kids were young, and of course I was married. Like getting up on Sunday morning before the entire house and starting Sunday dinner to have it ready to eat when everybody got home.
Mhm.
Oh,
That was
listen,
your thing.
that was my thing.
Yeah.
Like that right there, that's my thing.
And see, like for me, I will
That's my
take
thing.
my things to the house to the washateria. There's a nice
Mhm.
lady. I've been going to her for years. When I figured it out, Christy, woo! When I figured it out, I started going to her when I opened up my child care center
Yeah,
because I was like, okay, how am I going to juggle my life and
it's a
also
lot.
making sure that I'm taking care of my center? And so we had to wash, we had to end up washing the children's sheets and things
Yeah,
every week. And our babies, our infant babies, we wash their things daily, their little sheets daily, right? So I
absolutely.
would take it over to her and I said, do you do big loads? She's like, yes, baby. I dumped all of my kids and my stuff to her one day. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, baby,
People pay all the time
I
to
tell
go and get
you,
that done. They don't
Isabella,
have time.
big shouts out to Isabella at the Lay Road Washington. When that girl organized the stuff, she said, Miss Nikki, this is the kid stuff, and this baby. I gave up. I always give her a nice tip because I'm like, girl, you helping a sister all the way out.
It's
And
people.
all we
They
gotta do
pay
is go home
people.
and put it in the literally just take it and put it into
Let me
the
tell you
dresser.
something. When you talk to, I'm gonna say for me, I used to be embarrassed by saying, "Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I get help for this and this and that." Like I did because, like in our culture, and
Mm-hmm.
us, us Black women, we're taught go to work 40 hours, come home, take care of the kids, clean the house, be
Yeah.
porn star, and let's just be honest, something is gonna fall
Be
short.
the one, Christy.
Be the porn star because you got to be the porn star tonight too,
Be the one.
and you got to do all of that. You got to do it in excellence, right? It's just the facts, right? You can't
Yeah.
not be porn star. You got to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Take care of the kids, do the homework, do this and
Yeah.
that. So when you talk to people, when I learned to talk to wealthy I'm gonna say white women.
Yeah.
These days and age, that there are Black women who are on that level and on that spectrum. But when you talk to people, wealthy people, rich people, whatever category we're gonna put them in, they will tell you time is money.
Yes.
And a lot of times we think, oh, I'm gonna make money in my sleep, this and that. But when you really can have an intense with them, like I've had intense with people like that, they'll tell you that hour you gonna spend cleaning up this bathroom to make yourself do this and that, how much you can make an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, because back then I was doing home studies like regularly in the field.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right,
Miss
Miss
Lisa.
Lisa.
You know, I could read a home study and make $150 to $200 reading or writing or typing a home study, right?
Yeah.
And they was like,
Good
so
morning, Miss
you
Lisa.
can pay somebody $200 to clean your whole house, and you can do blah 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 blah. How much time it take you to clean your house? By the time they coordinated how much money I was missing versus just paying somebody to do it, you come off better just paying somebody how much it's going to charge to clean your whole house, and you're freeing your time to go make some more money.
Yep.
So whenever I grasp that concept, because a lot of times we have a hard time grasping that concept, he's like, people do it all the time. He said, why you think rich people, wealthy people, they got drivers, they got car services?
Yes.
Because they doing stuff while other people driving.
Yes.
Kobe, bless his heart, he got the helicopter to fly him in his city. You know
Yep.
why? Because he calculated the time that he was going to spend in traffic, and I could be working or doing extra stuff. It's the same stuff, and we can just switch our thinking.
That's it.
And you know, and you got to watch who you tell, because some people be like, oh, you think you all that because you got somebody to come clean your house. No,
Sure
I realize
Sure
I'm gonna pay them $200 to clean my whole house, whether it would take me 4 or 5 hours to deep clean. I don't know how much it's gonna take them, but that's $200. I can make that back in 2 hours.
Because that's all their focus. All they focus is to clean your house.
And that's their job.
Not to clean your house and answer phone calls, be on a conference call, doing this, doing that. And like you said, they don't have 5 different things to entertain. Right. They one job,
and you can go make some money. So I went to my licensure class. I went to my stuff that's gonna allow me to make more money in about 60 days. You know, so hey, it is what it is.
White voice.
I'm not your super. Listen,
okay,
Miss Lisa, we gotta start saying that. But the sad reality is that nobody. You gotta look at it that way. It's a lot to do that all day, every day.
It is.
And we put that pressure on ourselves. Man, bump that. I'm gonna call them people come clean. I'm gonna tell somebody's son, and the people is gonna come clean the house. Think of me how you want to think of me, but that ain't my strong suit. And you ain't gonna have no rats, roaches.
I ain't
it's
even
not
explaining
nasty
to nobody's son unless that son about to drop the money to go on and get it done.
That part, or you can come clean it. Or you can come clean it.
You come clean, son. But son ain't for the clean. Cause son gonna be like, you right, babe. What we paying them?
So I say that to say is that I did my class, and then me and my girlfriend, we had some good girlfriend time, and I was able to come home to a deep cleaned house and then fresh sheets on the bed.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
And it's good. I can't play with you. And it's good, Kristi, because when I do calculate out how much money it will take for me to sit in the washateria and wash clothes and fold them, which I hate doing the wash and fold now. That used to be my Sunday thing. Yeah. But I don't like it no more. I don't even have them little people to do that for no more. They grown now. And so when I thought about it, I was like, the money that I'm spending, and like you said, the time that I'm losing, sitting here, waiting on clothes, and
that's about it, policies and procedures you could be working on.
Yes.
That's a walkthrough at a facility you could be going to make it. I mean, like, that's the way I look at it. I'm like,
be doing a consultation or something, or
like
working on trying to get some understanding and putting some things together, for somebody to get some understanding. Yes.
So
I choose my wonderful, nice lady who does my clothes. And I appreciate her. Isabella, I appreciate you, baby, if you're watching.
I got a homegirl. She know how to cook. She likes to cook. But just what she said, I'll never forget one year, and she lives here, and we childhood friends, and we're still good friends. And she said, Kristi, I'm not cooking Thanksgiving dinners no more. I said, oh my God, what do you mean you're not cooking? She said, I called the people, we getting this catered. She said, I'm not subscribing no longer to cooking and slaving in the kitchen, and everybody else is enjoying Thanksgiving, and I'm sweaty, I'm tired, I'm this and that. And she said, Ain't no shame in that. And at first I said, I can't believe you gonna do that to your family. She said, do what? She said, it's still home cooked.
Yeah.
I don't care. And baby, let me tell you something. She had her Thanksgiving catered one year and she never went back. And I said, I love it, friend.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be mad at that. She was like, I want to enjoy the holiday too. And she said, I caught flack from this and that. They was like, you just flexing, you this and that. She was like, I work damn hard for my money. And if I want to have a catered dinner to my own house for my family of four, she said, that's what I'm going to do. I said, and you know what, friend? You sure right.
I like what
After
TV
that,
said, Kristi, about his Thanksgiving dinner one time. He said that he said the year that he decided no longer to cook Thanksgiving dinner was the year that he and the chef were working on a few dishes together, and he was cooking some things, and he was doing some things, and he had a few little meals that he was doing. He said when his family, they had eaten,
yeah,
and then they got up and they went to the McDonald's and got them some food and came back. And he said, I cooked all this food and I got all this food in there. He said, we just want to spend time with you.
yeah.
This is what you wanted to eat. He said from then on, he opted out. He took the family on a vacation. And he said out of some kind of brown bag or some whatever they were serving at the hotel, he said more than likely they were eating them a hamburger or something that everybody liked. He took time versus making all that food.
Yeah, and you know you got to pivot and shift with what's good with your family. I know. I mean, I love the setting of the new tradition. And here's the deal. And I love a good cook. I love a good cook on the holidays. I love to get up early and cook and this and that. But this past year, you know, without my mom for the holidays, it was hit a little different. I would have much rather somebody cruise me, somebody take me away on them holidays, because it just, you know, it lost it for me. But yeah, like you got to do what's good for your family. If your family want to take a cruise over a Thanksgiving or Christmas break, I'm like, start that tradition. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it doesn't make you less than. So I know we started on the weekend, but that's
good.
That was just kind of a recap. But it was good. I was in pajamas all day yesterday. I did coffee in Christ. It was great. It started thundering because I was like, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to church, blah blah blah.
Wait, what's coffee in Christ?
Oh, that's what, you know, folks call it bedside Baptist.
Okay.
I call it coffee in Christ because number one, it just sounds better. Sounds a little more bougie, right? And I drink my coffee while I watch while I commune with Christ.
Yes. Now that's good.
So in my house, sometimes, you know, if we're just a little sleepy, or we just like, oh, we intended on going to the church, this and this and this. You know, let's see what Miss Lisa said. You know, make reservation for Thanksgiving. We had family that thought that was wrong, but like we told them, we can set aside. That's right. To feed 8, you should be able to feed yours.
Yeah. No,
I love that, Miss Lisa. You have to do that. You do that. You start your own tradition with your own family, and it's okay.
It don't make you less than a family member.
Nope.
I don't go nowhere, Kristi, on Thanksgiving, no holiday, because my grandmother loved Thanksgiving, and I just can't do it no more. I can't do it. I can't do it at the place where she did it last at. I can't do it.
Yeah,
so
you gotta do that.
I stay in my own location. Yeah. I eat my own sandwiches. I eat my own cereal, and I feel good about it. And the thing is, people are like, Nikki, that's all. First of all, if you know me, I don't care for all that traditional soul food. I don't care for all that stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I have yet to find somebody who cooked my grandmama's dressing the way that she cooked it. I don't care for it. So I don't. Yeah. It's only a few places that I will eat and go to, but I don't really care for it. I don't.
Yeah.
And I love it at home.
You gotta you gotta do what's good for you, even if it's, you know, breaking a little tradition. Everybody's gonna start their own tradition.
Of course.
And so you know, that's just that on that. But Yeah,
Can't be doing all that. That just gets on my good nerve a little bit. I just,
you got to do it.
And
So
before, even before my grandmother passed, Kristi, I still wasn't even going over and participating too much. I would go see her and then I would keep it moving, but
yeah, keep yeah.
I wasn't interested. I'm
Yeah.
not interested in a lot of. I just feel like if me and you not sitting around the table together with each other at least twice the year during the year, and we literally about 15 minutes from each other, there's no way that I need to be sitting at the table with you for your
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner. That's too fake for me.
On a Thanksgiving dinner.
It's too fake. It's too
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that just be my truth. That be my truths. And they be trying to give me that, Nikki, we love you. We family. I know. I love you too. We are still family. I just choose not to sit at your table.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
okay with be okay with that,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Kristi, I want to talk about truth. Why do people become offended and uncomfortable with the truth, but they feel much better with the lie? Which we've already started into this conversation of, I like the way that you said that people would call you bougie or something different because you choose to take your time and make it valuable. But yet we give, let's just say what it is. We'll give someone in a celebrity status, we give them a grace period and let them be fancy free and all of the things that they ought to have, the nannies, the drivers, the cleaners, the butlers, the house staff, and all those things. But then here we are on our scales of not at the level for someone. It kills me with these people in these levels to this. But it kills you. And the thing of it is that you leveling me to my money. You ain't even giving nothing. You ain't even donated $5 towards my
well,
put
yeah,
$5 in on no opinion. So why do we why does that work like that? We'll take a truth and we will definitely find ourselves
we
very
like
uncomfortable in that truth. Yeah, but we be good in that lie.
oh, everybody loves a beautiful lie. Because here's the deal. It just sounds good. By human nature, because we're humans and we like to feel good and we like all things that sound good and tickles our fancy and all those cute little words. The lie just always sounds better. It always makes it more appealing. We just love a beautiful lie.
Yeah.
Just like, I hate to make it always relationship focused, but
It has to be.
just like a man, or just like that job, or just like when you're trying to woo or get somebody's attention, you're gonna fluff something up a little bit. You're gonna put a little extra padding to it. You're gonna put a little bit more dip on that chip. You're gonna make it sound better. You're just gonna make it sound good. A lot of times beautiful lies, it just, make it sound good. I think that's just how we're designed. The lie just sounds better, it feels better, it looks better. And Miss Lisa, I was getting ready to say the truth hurts, but I really want to get away from saying that. I feel the truth does hurt. It makes them face their demons. They want to hide, irresponsible, either facial. All of that is true. But I want to get away from making good things associated with it has to be ugly. Like, the truth doesn't always have to hurt. Like, why do we always make the truth hurt? Like, first of all, nobody wants something that's gonna hurt. When you come off and saying, well, the truth hurt, don't nobody, first of all, nobody wants to hurt. Nobody signs up for hurt. That's just that on that. So when you come out, and we do this as humans, we come out the gate and say, well, the truth gonna hurt you. Why the truth always gotta hurt?
Yeah.
Why we don't know how to?
Why what the Bible says that the truth shall set you free.
Right. Why we always gotta package the truth in a hard, ugly package? We package that lie pretty. Why we can't package the truth pretty? Why we can't find a different way to communicate the truth? It's a nice way to tell somebody they ain't shit. It really is a nice way to tell somebody that. It's a nice way to tell somebody we need to work on something. It's a nice way and it's a wrong way. It's a nice way and it's a blunt way. I think a lot of times we associate the truth with being blunt, and while that's fine, it don't really have to be that way, because the truth pill, if I can't swallow it, like, what's the use of giving me the truth if it's gonna hurt? Some people are not gonna take the hurt. They can't stand the hurt. A lot of times they're not gonna be able to hear your truth. A lot of times I feel like truth is to be given in timing. Um, and this is just something that I've learned with handling out the truth. A lot of times we get confused with be real. Just tell them the truth. And I'm all for that. But if somebody can't accept the truth, I feel like you wasted the truth. I feel like truth and timing and delivery and tone all plays a role in somebody accepting something. It's like people, just like a church. You got somebody wanting you to accept Christ. You got the ones that's gonna beat you over the head with the Bible because you're going to hell, and that's why you need to give it. The delivery is just jacked up, right? It's just a
Right.
jacked up delivery. Or you just feel like you're being beat over the head with the Bible. So now you feel like I need to accept the truth so I don't go to hell and God don't turn me into a centipede and make me the worst thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? When in actuality, it's really not what God is to me. Like, he's so full of love. Yes, it's a wrath, but he's still full of love. Like, you ain't gotta portray him like that. And then you got people that know how to give you what I call like a little therapeutic sound. They know how to bring you in. They know how to get you in with the worship. They know how to drop the lights during praise and worship. They know how to make all of these graphics and stuff because they're appealing to every different audience and all different senses. A lot of people are like, you don't need all of that. Actually, you kind of do. Depending on your audience, you got to bring them in so you can prepare them to get them ready to hear about this Jesus that you want to talk about, or this Allah you want to talk about, right? I feel like sometimes you gotta make it a little sweet in order to deliver the truth so somebody can eat it. It ain't no different from the kid that don't like to take medicine, and so you gonna drop a little bit of something before you give them the pill, and then you gonna let them do a little chaser with it, right? You know what I'm saying? You gonna say, okay, take this little bit of candy, let's take this out, let's drop this pill in your mouth, and then let's back wash it with something else. I feel like you don't, the truth can be handled like that. You can mix it up with some stuff, right? You don't have to just make it all hard and stoic and whoa, this is how it is. And I think you kind of got to be ready for somebody got to be ready to accept the truth.
Right.
You know, you can deliver the truth all day, but if that person ain't ready to accept it, it's like it fell on deaf ears. And what good has it done?
That's true.
I'm very big with timing and the truth, and I learned it from my brother when he went to Oral Roberts, and he learned a lot about Bible and Bible teachings. And when he came back, I remember him, because he was just a little bit educated in the word. He realized how many times people would just spin the scripture to fit the message, and it bothered him. So he was like, I gotta correct it. I gotta tell people, no, that preacher said that wrong. When in actuality, he was like, I realized I felt like I was doing more harm than good because they weren't able to accept. I've been following. This is just an example, people. I've been following TD Jakes all my life, and now you trying to tell me what he's saying is out of context. Everybody ain't ready to accept that. And no, I'm not saying TD Jakes out of context. That was just an example because people, he's major, so that was just an example. I'm not saying nothing, but you got to know when and how to deliver that truth, right? Or do you even just deliver the truth? A lot of times we just want to hurry up and say it, and we don't know the damage it's doing behind the scenes, right? So I don't know if this answers your question. I really believe it's a time and a place for the truth. I believe that God will prepare you. I believe you can ask God to prepare this person, prepare their heart. Or sometimes you need to just say, okay, God, I know if I deliver the truth or somebody else tell them, it ain't gonna go over well. Maybe there's something that you gotta do, that you gotta open their eyes to. You gotta, whatever situation gonna come about, you gotta make it happen. And it won't have nothing to do with me, but you just behind the scenes praying that that person's eyes open. So I think sometimes we package the truth. To answer your question, I think sometimes we can just package it in a hurtful way because we've just been taught our whole life, well, the truth is gonna hurt. When does it really have to hurt? Does it really have to hurt?
And this is the thing too, Kristi. The truth does its work. When you give it, it does its work. Like I said all the time, I can give it to you. I can give you the truth on a platter with gumdrops and lollipops. If it's the truth and it resonates within you,
it's still gonna do what it needs to do.
And I don't have to sit up there and add nothing to it because it's the truth.
Yeah.
And here's the other part of it, like what you said in there. God already has prepared that person for what they need. He's already told him, you gonna get what you need. Hey, Pastor Scott,
Hello.
you're gonna get what you need in that truth. Just like I always say to preachers, pastors, y'all, just give these people God. Give them what the word say. Quit adding your extra to it and all of what your isms are. Give these people what that word say and let the word do the conviction, because it's gonna convict your heart.
It does. It does the work. And it's nothing wrong with getting on people's level.
Leveling on them.
It's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with getting on people's level. It's nothing wrong with bringing them in. It's nothing. You attract more bees with honey.
His
You
word says,
attract.
with
You
love and
just
kindness
do.
have I drawn to thee.
You gotta get on their level. You just have to. And I know it's a delicate dance, and I hear it all. We ain't
Yeah.
trying to be like the world, and this is what the world do. And here's the deal. Yes, when you go into a concert, it has the lights, it has this and that. They drop this and that. They have a smoke screen, and they have the smoke going. But if that's what's gonna bring the crowd in, and you can bring them in with that, but just change your message. It's okay. I mean, I remember as a youth growing up in the lock-ins, they did drop the lights. They did have the smoke. They did. And that made us want to go to the lock-in. That made the lock-in jam-packed. And guess what? We learned the word. Like,
Yep.
at the end of the day, when we all left the youth group and went to college or did this and that, or we grew up and got families, we knew we had some Bible in us. The
Yep.
way they got us in there to give it is that they had to make it appealing to the eye. They had to make us want to come in. And I guarantee you, we all at this age, we all leading the ministry, in a ministry. It worked. What I'm saying is that it worked.
It
You
was.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Versus if they would have kept it, I guess, kind of stoic. you know, I don't know what we would be. But
Yeah.
it's you just you gotta know how to delve that
Well,
out.
think about this here, Kristi. Think about how many times you have had children in church sleep.
Yeah, it's not on that level.
Like sleep, snoring on the sleep. I
Look,
mean, and parents popping them up because they don't sleep in church. Why not? It's boring. Sleep in church is an indicator that you're boring.
here's the deal. Some
That is
adults
a
sleep in
awful
church.
truth.
Some adults sleep in church. Let's just
Now, my grandmother was a sleeper, but she can tell you what the word was saying.
yeah.
She can tell you what you was saying the whole
You
time.
you know, and I love youth ministry for the fact that I know what it did in my life.
Yeah.
Um, that is one of the first things when my kids were young, and when me and my ex we moved here, was looking for church. He'll tell you the first thing I'm asking is, do you have a youth ministry?
Yeah.
Do you have a youth ministry?
That's
Um,
right.
I think that is as important as the preacher ministry. you know, I just feel like if you're not pouring into your youth, and
Yeah.
it don't have to be like, I'm not talking about grand scale, but do you have something separate for your children or for your youth for them to learn on that level? Because number
Yeah.
one, that's your future church. Somebody you gonna die, move on. So you're gonna have to turn that church over.
Yeah.
Who you
Yeah.
gonna turn it over to if we can't attract the youth and train them and keep them and sustain them?
Yeah.
Who gonna take over church?
Yeah.
It's time for you to retire,
Yes,
Pastor.
ma'am. Yeah.
Who
Church.
gone?
Yes,
You
you
gotta
build
have,
church,
yes, the youth.
ma'am.
The youth draws them in.
Yeah.
So back, like that
Because
was
they bring
always major for
their
me.
friends. They come with everybody. Them kids
Listen,
come together.
that
And if they enjoy what
always,
you're doing, they're
yep,
gonna come.
that was major for me. If we when we were looking for churches, and they would be like, "Oh, well," they would tell me, because, "Oh, doc, we ain't really got that just yet." And this is what I tell them: I'm not interested in it. I don't even want to go visit. You go
Yeah.
sing over there. I don't even
Yeah.
want to go visit for what? It's not even you're not even on my radar. You don't have a youth ministry.
Yeah.
I need
Because
one.
that
And
means my child is gonna be sitting in here looking,
well,
antsy, twinkling, and all these other kind of things.
and
And
and for the person that's saying, with Kristi, you can teach them at home. I do teach them at home. But guess what? I still want them to go to church and be fed on their level. Just
I was
like
getting ready to say,
I
but wait
could
a
teach
minute,
them at school,
Kristi,
at home,
if you take them
school.
at home, well
Because
then
folks will
what that's
say
gonna
that
do when they
I
go to
teach my
church?
children at home. I teach the Bible at home, and you probably do, and they probably still ain't learning that well. But guess what? I still want them to go to church and get it on their level. I want them to go to church and get on their level. So like, but more than that, I know what youth ministry did for me. Youth ministry literally
Yeah,
saved my life. That
yeah.
is no joke. That is no. My youth pastors just they were just amazing. They just
Oh yeah,
youth ministry saved my life.
yeah,
I was going a whole nother way that at that fork in the road,
yeah,
and I almost went this way. And honey, the life that I could be living
Well, Kristi, so
is thank
Saturday in
God for youth
my yard,
ministry. That's all I can say is thank God for excellent youth pastors and a great youth ministry. And a lot of us are still friends to the day.
yes.
That we are in a youth group with, and we still rally around each other. We still support each other. I mean, like literally, a lot of us are still
Well,
down
that's what I was
today.
gonna say to you. So, on when you guys was in my yard, those gentlemen that were there, who we all celebrated our birthdays together, those are actually my church members, my old church members, and and the young lady that was sitting there, my godmother, she was our youth at the time. She was married um to my godfather, and they were our youth leaders. And when I tell you, we used to go to the church and they would just come sit and just watch us. And we just be at church having a good time, just doing what we doing, of course, imitating what we saw at church that day.
Mm-hmm.
But they would just let us come to church and have a good time in church. And they would be there supporting us. We would go to their house. We gonna eat, baby. We gonna act. We doing all we
Yeah.
need to do. And yes, ma'am, they are a reason. They are a really big part of my backpack story. I used to go to their home, and on Thursdays, child, I have my backpack filled with all my clothes up until Tuesday. And they really, truly, honestly was a really big imprint in my life. And I thank God for Demetra and Fred Victor. They both were such huge people. And just what you said, they saved my life. And we were the heathen kids. So they had all the heathen kids. They had all of us over there. And today I can honestly say, thank God that we're doing some amazing things. Those people who counted us out, we was those rebel children, those discorded and baby the little heathens as they called us, but us heathens doing pretty good, and all the good kids, bless their spirit. That some of them have joined over with the heathen club, but we love them. We love them, and so you know,
Our youth leaders had youth, and they would be like, they didn't. You coming to church and lifting your hand did not make them think. I can say for my youth leaders, that right there for them, they was like, okay, you still a teenager with hormones, so that's cute you lifting your hands up in front of me, but
let's talk. Yeah,
yeah, because you still a teenager with
yeah,
hormones. Like
yeah,
they would still say, but you still a teenager with hormones. You're still a
yeah,
teenager and you still got hormones, and that's the way
yeah,
that the body was designed. So you do get excited when this happened.
yeah,
Like I had youth leaders to be like, okay, so we going on a day, we going to homecoming. Okay, and while you was kissing that little boy, where his hands was? Like they was talking. Okay, and where his hands was? Because I know his
yeah,
hands just wasn't in his pocket. I
yeah,
mean, like they talked to us like that, right?
yeah,
And what he was whispering in your ear, and what
yeah,
I mean, they called us on it. It wasn't
yeah.
little, and they was just frank with us.
Mm-hmm.
They was just, this is blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just was what it was back then.
And it,
But
and,
that
that,
was
and I like what you said
but that was also the
about
village
this
too.
could help my life.
Yeah,
That's a
it helped
village.
my life.
It helped my life, and
It helped my
that
life.
part
Impact me.
it wasn't forced. They told you the
No.
truth, and they told it to you in a way of where you was in receive mode to get it, and
Mm-hmm.
just what you said, it wasn't beat to you. You didn't get it beat down. You better come on. Like, nobody want to go be abused like that now.
They was like, we know what teenagers go through. Another thing that helped, I know with our youth pastors, the ones that made a difference in my life, they also had youth our age, so they didn't they wasn't like my child would never. It's not like they was giving us
Good.
advice and they
That's
didn't have like they wasn't living out their
yeah,
truth. Like they had sons that was on the football team, like their daughter was homecoming court, so they had teenagers that
I was living
battled
that.
teenager stuff, and so they
Yeah.
was like, y'all teenagers. Like I remember I had a real bad softball accident, because those that know me. I'm an athlete before I'm a dancer, so I was always an athlete. So I had a real bad softball accident in high school. My freshman year, the ball hit me in the eye, and my mom was at work, and my dad could not be found. And the next person on my next person I call my youth leaders.
Yeah.
Like that's how. What's what it was. I was like, let me call my youth leaders, and one of them came and got me. And like that's what it was. Like, you know, my mama was, like I said, she was still working late. Just for my dad, he always been that dude. You know, he was just in the streets somewhere. Now he came home every night, but he was still up in them streets. So we don't know where he was at the time. But he thought I was gonna still be in practice until a certain amount of time. He thought he had some playtime.
Right.
But long story short,
he didn't calculate in the emergencies.
Listen, the next person I called was my youth pastors. And they came and got me and took me to their house. And you know, it's just like that's what it was back then. You know, like I graduated high school and I turned right back around and started working with the youth. Like that's how much I wanted to impact the youth. That's how much youth ministry did for me. I see we got a comment.
Yeah, Miss Lisa said that's what's going on with her now. What they're going through now, finding a church with a youth ministry because COVID stopped a lot in our current church. Okay. I don't enjoy church when I'm consistently correcting my kids. That's a good one too, Miss Lisa. They need a ministry on their level. No matter how I teach them at home, they catch it better around their peers. Absolutely. That's it. BTU, Vacation Bible School, youth church was all I had growing up. Yes, ma'am. Malls were not open on Sundays, but church was. That's right, Miss Lisa. That's
true, Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa, I was in everything.
What part of town are you in, Miss Lisa?
That's it.
What part of town are you in, Miss Lisa?
Yeah, Miss Lisa, I can piggyback on that, child. We was in everything: youth choir, youth greeter, youth dancer, youth mom team. And here's the deal: my parents didn't force it because everybody was coming. Like everybody knew, everybody parent in the church knew. Okay, they got youth choir rehearsal today. She's in Cyprus.
Okay, you in Cyprus. Okay,
they got youth choir rehearsal, so everybody going to youth choir rehearsal.
Inbox me, Miss Lisa. I will. I do know a really good church that is towards that area there. Cyprus. What's that over there? Townbow.
I don't know that.
Over area. Towards if you down by that too, if you down there by the Miss Lisa, if you down over, if you should be not too far from the Townbow area. But I'll give you like some options, some church options that you can look into. That do have actual youth services.
Children's church.
Yeah, they have some really good children's services and some children's services. Listen to me. Children's church. So you know, yeah, definitely. And they got some good pastors too that preach good word. I think Pastor E and them are down there. I know Pastor E always has something going on. Pastor Eric, he always has something going on at his church. But
but back to the truth and the lie.
Okay, Tom is all 99 for me. Okay, so it's not too far from you. Okay, gotcha.
Everybody likes the lie. Just sounds better. That's just that on that. The lie just sounds good, and we just the lie just sounds good. And sometimes we know we get lied to, but it just sounds good and it feels good. And we like all things that feel good because that's where we're designed.
Yeah.
We're just designed that way to like all things that feel good. It's just that on that. So
have a good feeling on the wrong.
A beautiful lie. That's what I don't know who coined. I forgot which one of my parents coined that term with me and it stuck. The beautiful lie. Because lies are beautiful. They make you feel good. They're
but then they wrong. But then they just be wrong and off.
But here's the deal. But this is a better question. I got a better question for you. Why do we always believe the beautiful lie, even when we know it's a beautiful lie? We still believe it, and we try to find some truth in it. Have a good day.
Well, I would say with a man, it's because we just want him to be right. Ooh, we just don't.
You know he lying.
Ooh, we just don't want him to be.
He lying.
Ooh, we don't want him to be off and wrong for that one. Because we have so many hopes that he is gonna be right. Ooh,
but we know he ain't. Like that's another thing. Why we keep believing the beautiful lie? I'm gonna let y'all puppy right now.
Yeah, we know you ain't. We know you're not right. Now we have identified that you're not right.
And we believe the lie, and then we get mad at ourselves for believing the lie and think, but because I had you pooped in your bed, puppy. Oh my God. Fucking at my puppy because he knows better than that. You.
That's why he was calling. That's why he was calling. He was calling. See, let me give a beautiful lie for the puppy. He was calling because he knew that
He knows better. He
to go to
knows
the
better.
potty.
But
He was
knows
telling
better.
his mother that he had to go to the potty, but his mother was busy, and so he was trying to wait.
He knows better because we do this every. He know what it is, but that's okay. That's
did I help his lie?
That's why. That's why he didn't get a chance. He not gonna get a chance to play all day today. That's why he gonna be back. Yeah. Oh yeah. You have to get your discipline.
So that's the next part of it. So even in the midst of that lie, you got to understand, as beautiful as it is, there's still a reaction and a consequence that come with that storyline.
He still got a consequence. So I'm gonna let him go pee up on them little things, and then I'm put him back in his case without his bed.
That dress is beautiful, but you can do better. That beautiful lie made them feel good, and you did a good deed. Compliments help. I'm just saying. Well, now, you know what? That dress is beautiful, but you know better. Oh, so are you saying it like to a place of letting them know you're highlighting the outfit first, but then letting them know that also in the midst of that dress being beautiful, but it's inappropriate? Is that what you're saying, Miss Lisa?
Bring it back up again. Let me read it again.
Miss Lisa laughed. She say, so when you tell them that dress is beautiful, because you know better, that's beautiful lie made them feel good, and you did a good deed.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal, Miss Lisa. The dress probably was pretty. It just didn't look good on them.
She said, "No, I know better."
See, it's the way you package that thing. You probably didn't lie. You did say the dress was pretty, and the dress probably was pretty. It just didn't look good on them. You know. I can make it fit now. Now we can make it fit. Listen, if I see a baby that ain't that cute, because this is usually every baby is not cute. Can we say every baby is not cute? We can all agree on that. Every baby is not cute.
Every baby
I hate when I see a baby that is not cute, because baby, I'm gonna compliment that outfit. I will compliment the outfit.
And do you know that parent know that their baby's not cute first? Let's start there.
I don't think some people don't know that. And here's the deal. Everybody
know it.
Listen.
They know it.
Listen. Your baby ain't cute. But I'm gonna compliment that outfit.
Yeah. I used to tell my little son, come on, correct your little eye. Come on, correct your little eye. Get it together. And I used to put my hand over his face. You're gonna correct that eye. That eye is it's not gonna be a dangly eye. Going back, son.
Or now you want to come back in the house? No, puppy, stay right there until I'm finished. And then he gonna come in there without his bed because he done pooped in his bed. He knows better than that.
No, he was trying. He was trying to wait, and then he got excited.
We're well past that stage. He knows not to do that.
I can't even give a beautiful lie. For the puppy. I don't do beautiful lies.
Ain't nothing needed. That's okay.
And the people too.
He knows. Him knows better.
Yeah, Miss Lisa, I had to get his little eye together. Come on, baby, get your little eyes together. Come on. You know them babies, they be brand new out the womb. Come on, get your little eyes together, focus.
Listen, and some cute, but some of them
not gonna be tangled.
Not so much.
Yeah, but I mean, and then in fairness, in the Bible, Leah she was very much tender to the eyes, as the Bible says. Tender means ugly.
Bible says somebody wasn't too pleasing to the eye.
It's called tender eye, and tender eyes mean she was ugly. That's what it says. Tender in the Bible means ugly, and that's just what can we do?
Stand on that.
You're tender. So what does that tell you? There are some tender-eyed people in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Of the beholder.
I tell people that. Listen, to me, he don't look that great, but to you, he might look like the one. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm not the one for some people either, and that's and say okay. Some people might be like, oh, and I'm like, well, I mean that's fine.
exactly. Yeah, because you look at everybody is looked upon differently. And you know, now one thing I will say, I used to get into conversations, like a little heated conversations with a couple people that'll bust up and say, with your fat ass,
Hmm.
with your ugly self. Hey, now I'm a lot of things. I can be fat, but ugly, nah, that ain't my name. Don't even do that one. We don't receive. Send it back.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah,
here go
yeah.
your mail back. Put that back in your box. That ain't
Some
me.
people, some
I
people
said,
don't
what are
know
you
how to
calling
use the
ugly
word.
then? Are you calling my attitude ugly? Because you sure ain't calling my beautiful face ugly. No, ma'am. No, sir. And so, you have to correct people. Then I said, now you, on the other hand, then I would just wave my mouth to this place of shut up, shut up, shut up. Because I'd be ready to go there then. I'm like,
Yeah,
now I'm about to really embarrass you and then tell the truth. And that truth, as we just said, that truth was going to hurt their feelings because I was going to be shooting from a true place. But I guess that part would be the hurtful part of it, though, Kristi.
well, like if
Because
you're in the middle of
it's how you giving it out. It's how you
if you're in the
arguing
middle
out.
if you're in the middle of an argument, I we can't count that. We can't count that because some people they just hit below the belt. Some people just purposely hit below the belt. So in the heat of the argument, I mean, you gonna say some shit that ain't
Yeah.
true, and you just gonna be nasty.
Yes, Miss Lisa. She said
Oh
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
be
yeah,
beautiful, but a funky attitude makes you another. I know a
absolutely,
lot of people like that, Miss Lisa. I know a
absolutely,
lot of people that carry that. They beautiful
absolutely.
on the appearance, on the outer, but ugly on the inside. And that's what makes you an ugly person. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I hope
and
that's what
sometimes
you're talking about.
you just not you're not easy on the eye either, Miss Lisa. There are some people that are just not easy on the eye.
There's some people
Um,
that have to stay dressed. They cannot have a
listen,
bad dress day.
it is some men that got to keep a cap on, and it is some ladies that got to keep their contacts and they weave in. I mean, that's just that on that. That is some men that you gonna have to wear a hat, and
Yeah,
when they take that hat off, you be like, God damn, I've been hat fished. But
yeah,
there's some women that be like, every day you step out, you better have your
yeah,
colored contacts in,
yeah.
and you better have your weave in because you just
You
can't
gotta
put it
get
together right. Or you better have all your makeups on,
yeah,
all of it, the corrector, the concealer. I mean, you got to give
yeah. You gotta get a
all of
beat
it.
all the time. You cannot be off.
And some people are like that. And guess what? But hey, it is what it is. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And
But
and,
guess
and
what?
and that is the truth. And that is a
Somebody
true
like it.
place.
Somebody
And
like it for them,
somebody's liking it. That's
and
the
I'm here
thing.
for it.
Somebody is enjoying that. Somebody's liking that. Someone is. So, do you think that that's also a place of where the insecurities of individuals come into when they are? Because you know what I noticed? Ugly men, short and ugly men. Oh, they go all the way ham in for it. Baby, listen. They will
I
try. They will
find
try their best.
I
Like,
find sometimes short and not so attractive men. I find that they're funny. I find that men that know that they're probably not as physically appealing, that they realize their strength. So that's a weakness, but they get most of those men got the gift of gab. They
yeah,
can make you laugh. They can make, and let me tell you something. I don't give a damn who you are. If you can make a woman smile and laugh,
yeah,
chances are she gonna give you more chances than what you think that you are. I think that sometimes we find people to be like, well, how she with him or how he pull her, all of that
yeah,
stuff. And I'll be like, he probably got to get the gap. He probably know how to talk,
yeah,
real good. Cause like that matters.
yeah.
Um,
Because I've noticed too, Chrissy, that handsome guys that are
but
very, very well handsome and very well dressed
mhm,
and things,
but
they
yeah.
really pretty much they kind of don't have nothing to talk about.
Well,
Some
I
of them,
think
some
first of
of
all,
them.
insecurities come from childhood. I'm gonna always go back to childhood and how I grew up. I'm just gonna say for me, a lot of my insecurities was a lot of things that people focused on, like being dark skinned was just not popular for me growing up, like at
Mm-hmm.
all. All of my cousins on my mom's side are very fair skinned. Um,
Okay.
like they're very light skinned, and so I was constantly, you pretty for a dark skinned girl. I had the nicknames.
It be that last part for me. Just sound
Yeah.
pretty.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, you know you pretty shit for a dark skinned girl. You know, I would get all those. I got the
Yeah.
nicknames, the blackie. You know, I was called all of that. So,
Mhm.
major insecurity about my skin color. Um, my full lips. Oh God. I
Now
mean,
they
I
paying so
was
much money for them.
baby. Now these days, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's that is my favorite thing. When people say, "What is your favorite feature of yourself?" I will always say my lips. Now, not like now
Mhm.
I've grown to love them, but being a dark skinned girl in South Louisiana,
Yeah.
the paper bag test was still being practiced unofficially when I was in high school and growing up. Like there were literally some things that I was told you're too dark skinned.
Because I would be considered dark, won't I, Kristi?
No, you passed the paper bag test. It's easy. You just pick a paper
Oh.
bag and pick it up. If your skin is the paper bag color or lighter, then you pass. Yeah, you pass. So you're not dark skinned. No, you would have been on the other side. You would have been fine.
Oh, wow. That is something.
That's
And
the
we
purpose
gotta
of
talk more.
that's the
We
purpose
gotta
of the
talk
paper
more
bag
about
test
that.
in the black
Yeah, we gotta
community.
talk more about that. And now I know about it in the Greek. Um, when they were picking out different
They used it for a lot. Black
the
people used it for a
AKAs
lot.
and dance
That was
team,
that was the
um,
Passover. You
college
had to be a certain shade to
and a
for them
certain
to feel like
like
that you
I
get
remember
by.
when the Black Foxes at Prairie View, now they just every
Well, the
fox.
Dancing Dolls, Southern Dancing Dolls was the ones
Yes.
that I don't want to say they started it, but it was very big with them. I remember I wanted to go to Southern and be a dancing doll because I'm also a dancer, like a trained dancer.
Yeah.
And I remember my cousin at the time, he was in Southern's band. And I was like in 8th grade, and he was like, "This is what he told me." He said, "Oh no, you don't have to worry about that." He's like, "You too dark. You need to go to Grambling." Like that was his words, no stutter, no stammer. He said, "You too dark." He said, "I'm gonna tell you now." He said, "Oh, you dance very well." He
Yeah.
said, "But Southern will take the light skinned girl and teach her to dance versus picking someone who can dance because it was all about being pretty. And automatically, if you were darker than the paper bag, then you were automatically categorized as not being pretty, and
Wow.
you need to go to Grambling because Grambling took the dark skinned girls.
Wow.
So that
Yeah.
was what it
And you
was.
know what? I remember seeing pictures
Oh
of
yeah.
those type of things that happen. And that's
So
how it was
now
in
it's
Prairie View
gotten
because
better.
Prairie
Now
View
it's
used
better.
to have the Black Foxes and they were all little
Mm-hmm.
and bright skinned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they always had that little hair. Yeah.
So
Wow.
that was a major insecurity for me growing up. Major. And it's still a I can still walk in a room and that is I will look at that. It's still something that I have to consciously work at even at 45 and got a little awareness and this and that. I will still walk in a room and be like, I'm the only dark skinned girl here. And I will have to talk myself into well, that don't mean nothing. Well, that person might not be that way, but it is still a sticking point if I'm the only dark skinned chick. I automatically feel like I'm already looked at as less than because I'm dark skinned. It is still something I struggle with because that's how bad it was growing up. That is
Yeah.
how bad it was. And
Yeah,
I
because
know
that
my
was
family hate when I
that was
talk
a
about it.
whole
My
culture.
family probably hates when I talk about it, but I'm like, oh, y'all hurt my fucking feelings growing up. Like, and it's easy to say because y'all light skinned. Like y'all don't feel you don't get it because you don't walk in a room and your skin color is counted against you.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
and you will never get it. Like you
So,
will just never.
so it goes into that's a cultural truth. That's a cultural behavior truth that really, honestly, it's
Oh,
offended, but it's a beautiful lie to others who are like, no, I don't remember doing that.
yeah, in the
Well,
black
that's because
community,
it don't apply to you.
black women will say in a minute, like when this conversation starts, you'll find there's always a black woman. Most of the time, she's very light skinned, and this is the comment: when can we get off of that? We should be moved past that by now. Yeah, you would say that. You would say that because you don't understand. You don't understand how it's still how now black skin is in. Like now, like literally now we're like black is beautiful. It took the black culture all this time to realize black is beautiful. Man, get the F out of here. Yeah, it's still a problem because we're just recognizing that we're gonna celebrate dark skin. How are we just celebrating dark skin?
Ms. Lisa said her father's side was damn near white. They didn't care for her mom because She
Yep.
was dark. She said, so we were treated different, and
Uh-huh.
we got old. As
As
we
we
got
got
older,
older.
they noticed it. But my mom and dad made sure we
Mm-hmm.
knew who we were,
Yeah.
and embraced our shades. And then she
Yeah.
said, "School days, yes, school days
Oh,
was
very
truly
true.
true.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
true.
school
Uh,
days
yeah.
broke it down. And
Mm-hmm.
if you did not pick that up, yes, it's the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah, that wasn't
It's
nothing
no
fake.
different than Kristi. Big girls wasn't
Mm-hmm.
in. I wasn't
Yeah,
in back then. Baby,
yeah,
it was only a few of us that was fighting and making sure you understood. Yeah,
yeah,
my fat is right, baby. Yeah, my fat is good. But
yeah.
now, all them little pom-pom rah-rahs and cheer girls, I'll never
Now,
forget when I went to my 10-year class reunion. And I went in there, oh baby, the little boys was all over girl. I was like, wait, buddy, wait, hold up. You used to date such and such, cheerleader such and such, and you like cheerleader such and such. I didn't like my high school boys anyway. They wouldn't, I was dating college boys, so it didn't even matter. But I was like, wait a minute, sir, you don't qualify for what we doing over here. But the girls come in and little cheerleaders, they couldn't stand on the top of a pyramid if you even no,
yeah, because everybody get older.
no, they got
I've
older.
yeah, I've ran into men these days, and they'll say I never was into dark skinned girls growing up, and I'll be like, why? They was like, I don't know, it was just the status, like it was status
Yeah,
to get you that red bone,
yeah.
or that yellow bone, and
Red
so
bone,
and
yeah.
this is what here's the deal. Everybody has their thing. Every
Yes, Miss
That's
Lisa.
right, Miss Lisa, baby. They
Women are
paying good
paying for
money for it.
these ass I've been carrying around all this time, Miss Lisa. Okay.
That's what I say
Listen,
about these lips. I'm like, baby, y'all paying the hell
homegrown.
out these lips, honey.
Yeah,
When no, they mine, they mine.
yeah. That's why I
Um,
was like, wait a minute.
yeah,
Hold on. Meg the Stallion body, all that body there, that's homegrown. Child, I was that body in high school. That was called fat in
yeah,
high
yeah.
school.
Or
Now
thick.
yeah, it was thick and fat. Yeah, in school. Now, wait,
It's
baby. No, I wasn't getting that kind of attention
yeah,
like that. I was getting the
yeah,
attention of that secret whisper. Psst, hey, come here. What? Boy, don't do that. Don't whisper to me. I used to
yeah,
have I used to have this guy. I liked him. He was so sweet. He was my little high school crush. I liked him, and he was so handsome. But he was light skinned, and of course, I didn't like light skinned boys. I like dark skinned guys. I do.
yeah.
I didn't like it, and so he was like, he would speak to me, I would speak to him, and I would purposefully stand in the window at the school. We had a big window in the cafeteria, and he would sit at the table, and we would just talk. And then if I noticed somebody watching so hard, or one of my friends come, I say, "Girl, who you talking to?" I said, "Nobody, girl. Let me go." I said, "I'm gonna walk." And so he'd be like looking, and then he'll see me again, and I'm like, "Why would we sit our good silly selves up there and talk like that?" But I understand why. Because the girls he dated were a buck 05 wet,
Mm-hmm.
and here I am, a big girl, loud, but the girls you dated, they were so small, pretty, and all these kind of things like that. And I was like, So years later, we got a chance to have a conversation, and I asked him, I was like, "So you like me in school like that?" He's like, "Man, yeah, Nikki, I really liked you, but you so loud." I said, "And what else?" And he told me, he was like, "Yeah, you know, you was bigger than usual." I was like, "What is usual, baby? What is usual? What is usual?" Because I don't know. I don't understand. And so he was like, "But you know what? Now you can get it." I said, "No, now you can't get it because you're not even my height." But I say that to say that tables will turn, people. We gotta walk in
It
our
was a
truth,
time, and
and
people will grow up, and
they
a
will
lot of that
grow
was
up.
taught at home. Let's just be honest. If
Yeah,
if it wasn't taught to not bring that, don't you bring that little nappy head dark skinned girl home to this house?
yeah,
How many times have that been taught to little boy? Don't you bring that
yeah,
little nappy headed dark skinned girl home in this house?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that it was taught. Like you don't just
Yes,
grow up and decide I don't like a dark skinned girl. That down the way was put in your, or maybe you just had a family of light skinned people. Like my mom was fair skinned, her sisters were fair skinned. My brother, his wife is fair skinned. I mean, chances are, you grew up around a lot of fair skin. But
yeah,
I mean, you know
yeah,
it's kind of what you saw. But
yeah,
yeah, no, that was not the thing.
yeah.
I
Miss
embrace
Lisa,
them calling me thunder.
exactly. I embrace the calling me thunder thighs. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
What I can
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I ain't lacking my self-esteem, okay? And I could curse like a sailor. So
Listen.
exactly, Miss Lisa.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. That's one thing I can say about me. I did not have that self-esteem issue. Baby, you call me big. I got something for it. I was like, yeah, and put big
Listen.
girl with it, Big Nikki. That was my nickname. And so it's like Big Nikki, come on.
Oh
And I used
no,
to
that
always
was
say Big Girls Rock Worlds. That was my whole tag out. Big Girls Rock Worlds. That was my thing. You could not stop me. You was not gonna stop me. And I just made sure that I had a good time because I knew that I experienced seeing people who had self-esteem issues. I have a friend now who she will not come to not one of the school reunions or anything. She's like, I hated it. It was horrible. School was horrible. And I was like, but friend, you ain't experienced nothing. They didn't bother you. And she's like, no, you
but
just
she's
don't
like,
know.
I want to do it again. I don't want to. I don't care if you've grown or this and that. And
Yeah.
that's just that on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember my mom's cousins. My mom had a lot of male cousins and most of them were dark skinned. It was okay for you to marry a dark skinned man. Like
Right.
that was okay, but don't you come home with no dark skinned girl. Like I never understood that message kind of growing up. But whatever, the dark skinned man go get that high yellow girl, whatever that
Yeah.
was about. But I remember my mom's cousins whenever we go to the country and visit them, and they would always compliment me on my chocolate skin. They would always call me a pretty black girl. Oh my, and like they would drill in my head the time I was there about how pretty my skin is. And as I got older, I was like, that's why they did. Like I figured that they knew the whole world was gonna be like, but when I tell you they made me feel like I was the prettiest thing in America just because of my skin.
Yeah.
They and my dad was very good on you're beautiful, this and that. Like they were very good on, but let me tell you, the world was cruel to this dark skinned girl. The outside world was cruel to this dark skinned girl. It was rough. Now these days, like you said, Miss Lisa, I see you comment. Now they got I done got a couple of inboxes from back in the day. I always I always thought you was a pretty dark skinned girl. Okay.
Still have to use the same word.
Well, it's popular now. It's popular now to like a dark skinned girl in the public. And so it is what it is. So yeah, but listen, I tell you in a minute, honey. We age wonderfully, and I would throw my shade. I'd be like, y'all can go ahead with that light skinned girl, but they don't age well. That light skin. It look a little different when you get older. This black don't crack. The people be like, you 45. I'm 45, baby. As we get some light skinned woman that age well, but we age a little. We age a little different. We age a little different.
I look at some people, Kristi, that I went to school with, and I'm like, now we went to the same school.
Oh, yes, Miss Lisa.
Same ages, but something going on. Miss Lisa said that she said our mothers brought us, yes, baby, panty girdles, so our ass wouldn't jiggle at 12. Okay,
baby,
and
now.
Yes,
you better let that thing jiggle.
Yes, baby.
Jiggle.
That thing be thinging in my old Mika voice. I attract guys lighter than me. Yep, I do too.
Listen, I love a dark skinned man, and I don't care for a light skinned man. And when people look at my ex-husband and my children, they be like, Kristi, what you mean? Because let me tell you something. My ex-husband is light. He had red hair when he was a baby. Like he's very light. And I told him recently, you didn't get a tan, homie. You get your little light, and you looking a little light. We know we laugh and joke. We are friends. But like I tell you, we were friends. Like we were friends. Like we did not intend on a relationship or nothing like that. I was like, and that would be the thing. I'm like, I don't even like no light skinned dude. Like how this happened? But anywho, that's the running joke. But
you just said it earlier. Opposites do attract. Now you do attract.
But I love me. I love me a tall, chocolate bald head bearded man. And I know that's not what I had married, but whatever. But my first fiance was definitely that. And I've always kind of.
I like big boys.
I like a big boy too.
A big boy too. You gonna be big, bruh. Gotta be big, bruh.
I like a chest I can melt into.
Yeah.
You know that I
But
can't get
you know
everything.
what I do always say is that, you know, I like the big boys. Big boys is nice. They
I've always
especially when
liked the
they,
big
oh
boy.
my goodness. When you smell it
Even growing
fresh,
up, I've always liked the big boy. It didn't matter to me if you were
smell
skinny or
it
like that.
fresh, when you smell it fresh, looking nice, dressed
Oh yeah.
real good. Oh yeah, we can talk real nice. I like that. I like that. You
Speaking of
know what?
smelling good, and it's 9 o'clock. Listen, we was out
Yeah,
of
we got
dessert gallery, making you
yeah.
laugh real quick. And there was a fella that walked by us, me and my friend outside, and I said, you know when a man walk by and they smell good, it make you want to turn around. Let me tell you something. I turned around because the man smelled so good, and that man wasted my good old turnaround because he was not cute. I can't stand a smeller gooder man, and then I
And
turn
it's
around
like,
and
yeah.
your look don't match your smell. Man, listen. I turned around. I said, "Oh," I said, "You." He got me making a second turnaround, and he wasn't even looking right, Miss Nikki. I was very. I feel like you need to
You
not
got
have
me
your
looking
cologne
back at
game
it and you ain't even it.
so much on point to where if I have to make a second look because of your smell, you wasn't looking like he was smelling. I was like, "Talk it, bruh."
We
Anywho,
bought,
me,
we
me,
bought,
me and my homegirl, and then we made a little, then it became a game. Like, okay, this one smell good, so let's see what him
yeah,
gonna. Anyway, it was good old teenagery fun, all in good fun.
that's what it's about. That's what it's about, sitting there, having yourself a good time and enjoying what you do, and don't let nobody stop your move. Don't let
Look,
nobody stop
good
your
old,
push
good
forward.
old teenagery, good fun. But I was a little disappointed in fella smelling like he want to smell and didn't have the audacity to match their looks up with that smell, with that back wind of that cologne. I almost wanted to ask him, "Sir, can you tell me the cologne you have on?" I really would, because I was gonna buy it for somebody's son. But I did not go up to that man because he had a young lady with him, and I didn't want to offend nobody. And then the man was, he was of the Caucasian persuasion, and we all know a good Caucasian. I don't care what nobody say. Them Caucasian men like them some black women, and they like them
They do.
dark skinned black women especially. And so I ain't want no troubles at the dessert place behind trying to find out what cologne he had on. We didn't want no troubles.
He would have told
Um,
you to.
I do believe that. I do believe he would he would have told me.
So
But
he
I
would have
didn't
told
want
you.
the
He would have
troubles.
told you and smiled.
I know it. I know it. And I didn't want them troubles
Yeah,
with the
he would
lady
have.
friend that he was with. I didn't want to seem like I was disrespecting her.
Yes,
Because
should have been.
I respect your lady friend. I didn't know it, but I
Of
respect it.
course. You know, I would now. What I would do is I would always say, "Excuse me, ma'am. Do you
Mhm.
mind me asking him what type of cologne he has on? You know, I'm that kind." And then she say,
Yeah.
"Yes, I do mind." Okay, well, fine.
What can you tell me, man? Because see,
What can you tell me, girl?
I just left it. I just left it. But
But then
the men really good.
sometimes they don't be nobody that of importance to him. They be looking like, "Oh, you could have asked me."
And that's true. And guess what? I don't want them issues either because she may have think she is a. I just listen. I really just be trying to mind my own self business. I am very. I live a drama free life, and that is my first thing with any man that tries to holler or do this and
Yeah, Miss
that
Lisa, I would
or
ask that. She
whatever.
probably bought it exactly, or she didn't know where he got it from.
Yeah, she did. Miss Lisa, I
That's
just
a
let me
whole,
tell you
that'd
something.
be a whole nother conversation right there, though, Miss Lisa.
Miss Lisa, if I would
I
have
don't
had a
know where he
wedding ring
got it
on,
from.
I would have felt more comfortable. But some women are hella insecure, and you don't really know who's secure and who's insecure. And I I just try to avoid all of it. I don't ask men no more, are they in a relationship? I ask men, does somebody think they're in a relationship with you? I gotta flip that shit because men gonna lie. Men
Do
gonna say,
somebody
you're in a
think that?
relationship. Was there anybody on this earth that's under the impression that they're in a relationship with you? That's how you gotta ask the question. Because then you'll start to see, that there you go, you answered it. Somebody think they're in a relationship with you,
But
and you
Kristi,
probably
oh,
are.
I'm glad you said that because we gotta go. But Kristi, let's take this over to tomorrow.
Yeah.
We
That's
gotta
how
have
I
that
handle
part of
it.
this conversation. And that's a part of lies. That beautiful lie segment, that's a part of lies. Are you in a relationship with somebody and they not in the same relationship with you?
Or does somebody think that they're in a relationship with you? Is there somebody that's under the impression they are? And watch the answer change and watch the reaction change.
That's what we talking about tomorrow, you guys. Tomorrow, y'all got to come back and talk with us about relationship impressions. Do you believe you in a relationship with somebody and they are not in that same relationship with you? Because we know that be happening.
Trust me.
It goes back to what I say all the time. I'm by myself, but I promise you, that person that's watching is gonna be so offended.
I just don't want no troubles with because you lying and then I didn't gave you my number and I'm thinking you single and you over there got a whole relationship because I've been in that predicament and I'm like, you said you were what I told you is that I wasn't married.
Exactly, Miss Lisa, because your actions speaking louder than them words. Baby, absolutely.
The last man I asked that to, he said, I ain't married. I said, you didn't answer my question. Being not married don't mean you ain't in a relationship. That don't mean shit just because you ain't married. But are you in a relationship?
Well, okay. I guess they looking at it from forward. They're not torn together by. They're not.
Yeah. I ain't asked you if you was married. I asked you was in a relationship. Just so you're not answering my question. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. I don't have no ring on this finger. That tells me nothing.
Because you don't wear a ring.
That tells me nothing, sir.
Because I saw somebody that didn't have a ring on the other day, and I say, here I go, inspect the gadget. Going back through pictures. They didn't remove that ring. Right, Miss Lisa. Lies. I
don't care about
that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're definitely going to talk about, you're definitely going to get into that relationship, the relationship storylines that do not go together. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about those relationship storylines.
Oh, I might be working in these PJs today, Jesus.
Oh, that's a good idea. I got my son. I remember my son when he was playing football days. You better hit somebody. That's what this shirt said. That's when he tried to play football his senior year. He did a great job, but I told him, son, that's not what we're here on this earth to do, baby. You're a baseball player. Plus, your mother's scared that you're gonna get injured.
Stop jumping on my door.
Oh, well, Rocket is upset. Let's pray. God, we thank you for this is the day that you have made. God, we shall rejoice and be glad in it. God, I thank you for this great time. I thank you, Lord, for this conversation. And God, I ask right now that you will help us all, God, be able to deliver truths, God, and to help someone, Father God, and make them feel well, God, and welcoming in their truths, God. I pray right now, God, that everyone that's traveling today, they're safe, God. Safe travel, God. No accidents, no injuries, God. And as they leave their homes, God, they're able to come back home and find it better than before, God, because blessings, grace, and mercy is following them throughout the days, God. I ask right now, God, that you would continue to keep Kristi, God, and continue to keep our audience, God, and keep the people, God, and help them to grow, God. And God, I pray for those who are seeking relationships, God, and they're looking for something for their children, God, in their worship time, God. I pray that you guide them and give them what they need and send them right where they should be, God, so their whole entire family can be whole and grow, God, in your word, God, and in the assembly. God, I pray right now that you keep us and you bless us, and it is so. In your daughter's son, Jesus' name, amen. Listen, it's not about what we say, it's about how we make you feel. Amen. We hope we made you feel some type of way. Have a great day. Bye-bye.